What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of the Bombskeez podcast. Today we are out here with Mendez, owner of Shield.APR, which started 4 years ago, correct?
Yeah.
And today you are finally full-time. You just quit your job. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. I'm excited. I worked 4 years at Lowe's hardware store, just grinding every single day. Put a lot of work in, put a lot of work in. A lot of time went, but 60-hour, 70-hour plus days. Not fun sometimes at all. But yeah, I mean, I left my day job yesterday.
That's crazy. And how long did you work there?
Yeah, 4 years. Like I said, yeah,
4 years.
Yeah, it was very challenging. I'm not single. I have kids and an amazing partner. And trust me when I say it was challenging, man. I mean, late nights, family going on vacations, and I'm staying behind, and I'm pursuing my dreams and ambitions, and it was definitely challenging. But I'm excited. Finally, I'm here. I knew this day was gonna come, and just had to be really, really patient. I think a lot of times for me, looking back, was how much can I deploy patience with my dream, my ambitions, and goals. It was tough, but yeah, man, I'm excited.
But we are here at this new facility, so tell us a little bit about this. Like, this looks badass. So this is the new Shield.APR headquarters. So tell us a little bit about this to the people that don't know.
Yeah, so unfortunately I can't say too much.
Okay. Just give us a little sneak peek.
A little sneak peek.
The Bombskeez exclusive.
The Bombskeez. So, all right. It's a it's amazing. I had a great opportunity to work with a friend, and we're going to together make this possible and bring something fresh and new to the Tri-Cities. It's never been done, which I'm extremely excited about, and quite frankly, I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah.
I think anytime you start something new or do something that's not been done, it raises it can raise a lot of red flags. But this building is going to house a lot of my dreams over the last 4 years. It's going to run the YouTube channel. It's going to run the podcast channel. Yes, I have Shield.APR, which also stands for Auto Paint Restoration, but it also stands for Shield Automotive Podcast Radio.
Oh, nice.
So it was a 2-in-1.
2-in-1.
It was a 2-in-1 for good legal reasons. But yeah, extremely excited for that. The beautiful building. We're gonna have quite a bit of upcoming events that are gonna be hosted here. So not only I can enjoy this space, but also the people that live in Tri-Cities can go to a location that they don't have to worry about getting kicked out of, or just random things. So it's gonna be a big playpen, hopefully, for everybody that comes out and obviously respects the space. But I'm gonna make it for sure the coolest place in Tri-Cities, hopefully, to come.
That's super cool. Like, I walked around this whole building. It's really nice, really big, and you just have a lot of things going on here, which is going to be cool. And you guys will get the Bombskeez exclusive when he finally opens the doors. So stay tuned for that, guys. So tell us a little bit about what you post on your YouTube. What do you have going on right now? And how's that going to change as you go full-time in on this?
Yeah, so thank you for asking. So my YouTube channel, I believe I have almost 100 subscribers.
Nice.
I plan on doing something really, really, really big to give back to those first 100 subscribers. It really means a lot, and quite frankly, if you talk to any kind of YouTuber, which I don't really consider myself yet, I'm just somebody that uploads videos, really.
Yeah.
Definitely be car related, automotive related for sure. But it's going to host a couple different segments But now that I'm full time, that means all the effort and time that I had at my day job, 40 hours a week, are now going to be put into automotive detailing, the podcast, and obviously the YouTube that you brought up. And those segments are going to look a little like me getting behind the wheel of some really, really cool cars. Whether that's me driving those cars, which I've been very fortunate, very lucky enough to drive some pretty amazing cars, or telling the stories of the girls or gentlemen that own these very specific cars and how they actually came to own them, their journey of how they got to where they're at today with that car. Because as you know, there's a lot of people out in this world that have some of the most amazing stories that happen to just be involved in a car, or that car got them to, their next job, or they maybe had a baby in that car or whatever. So, I mean, there's some crazy stories. So that one specific vehicle can mean a ton to that one person. So I'm extremely excited to put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into YouTube and explore that route. I've always loved YouTube as a platform, and I'm super excited to finally put those ambitious goals and dreams of really being creative and uploading the way that I want to do a video, and not really caring about what everybody else thinks about that video, just uploading for me. In the beginning, I really wanted to set a platform where I can just share my creativity, and I think YouTube is going to do that for me, definitely. But a lot of automotive stuff.
Yeah, I feel that. So I follow you on Instagram, so give them a follow on Instagram.
Shield.APR.
Shield.APR, we'll add that in there. And you just seem to always be surrounded by amazing cars, Corvettes, Mercedes, just so many cool cars that me as a kid, I'm like, wow, he drives a Supra? Or like, how are all these cars in one place? So I think it's going to be pretty cool for you to explain it more than just a picture on Instagram. It will be a full-on video on your YouTube. So I'm excited about that. What are some of the coolest cars you've worked on?
The coolest cars that I've worked on, for sure, hands down, I think everybody might agree. I've been Supras, old and new, Ferrari 360.
Wow.
With the F1 transmission, which is extremely funky to drive because it's throttle sensitive. So instead of a clutch where you engage the clutch, the Ferrari 360, you actually engage the clutch through the throttle. So you actually have to throttle in, and then finally when you get to a certain RPM, it'll start moving. It's the weirdest thing, but it is cool.
That's cool.
And you have to drive the car like you stole it. I'm not even kidding you. The first time I drove Ferrari 360, the owner specifically told me, you cannot drive this car like a baby. You have to, like, if you want to go, you got to go. And so I was like, oh, great. Yeah, having the keys to this very expensive car and then tell me to practically floor it every gear. I'm like, perfect, will do. But it was fun. Let's see, a 2016 Roush stage 3 package. It had 1,000 horsepower.
Oh, wow.
This thing was insane, scary fast. I've driven a lot of cars, and that car to date was probably the most sketchy car that I've driven. The tires were insanely wide, had all the supposed grip in the world, but that thing broke traction in every gear. Like, it was not comfortable to drive. It was ridiculous. It was a race car, possibly illegal on the roads. No mentions. But yeah, I mean, I've driven a lot, and I'm very, very fortunate. I'm very, very lucky that I have that. That I can even say that because as a kid growing up, whether it was a poster, or, a Skyline GTR R32 or R33, R34, whatever that might be, I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to drive, which some people know. One of the very first cars that I got behind the wheel of was a Skyline, fully built. It was, I think, 700 horsepower at the time. a good buddy of mine, Mike, gave me the keys because I was doing a full paint correction, and I mean, I spent many hours on that car getting it ready for a big show, hot import nights in Portland. And he's like, yo, drive it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I get in the car, and I'm like, okay, I've driven right hand before, but not a fully built race engine, transmission, the whole nine, the double clutch, gearbox, all of that. And it was challenging. I didn't stall it. If you're wondering, I did not stall it. I have it on video. So I did not stall it once. So I applaud myself on that. But I ended up getting pulled over for the first time in a long time in his Skyline. The cops were amazing. They were nice. They were very respectful. At first, they were like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, what is this?" But after they kind of saw what it was, they were like, "You're all right. You're good. Keep on going." So.
That's crazy. So let's get a little into your work. So plug what you do. So you do auto detailing for premium vehicles. So let us know a little bit about that.
Yeah. I, over the years, sought out to, in the very beginning when I started Shield.APR, automotive detailing, I really wanted to work on some of the most iconic cars in the world. Everyone that was in the very beginning thought I was nuts. Like, literally, they were like, you're not going to get that car. There's no way you're going to get those cars. Yeah. A, they don't exist in Tri-Cities. B, no one's ever seen them in Tri-Cities. Or they just laughed at me. They're like, go find a car and just detail that. But I was very lucky. From the get-go, I knew some very unique individuals that owned some very unique cars. But I didn't start out with a Ferrari or Lamborghini or Porsche or whatever. Like any small business and any big dream or small dream or whatever, I started small, and I knew I had to be humble. I had to just get in it and then start it. As long as I knew I was starting and accomplishing those small little goals, that I knew one day I would get the car, the car that would set my business up for many, many years. And I was fortunate. That day came. I would say it wasn't nothing crazy, but the gentleman that owned that car was Mr. James Pham. He was a local from Tri-Cities, and even till today, he's one of my good friends. And now he's at Vancouver, Portland area. His car has come like such a big jump from when I detailed his Honda SI 4-door. The Civic was on air suspension. I believe he was running I believe Cosmos racing wheels. It looked great. It looked great. And I took that paint and I made it flawless. But I just sought out to work. I always had it in the back of my head. I wanted to work on the most epic cars or legends. And I just didn't let go. I knew somewhere along the lines I was going to bump into that car, or I was going to just spontaneously see somebody that I didn't know and had the courage to jump out my car and meet him or shake their hand or shake her hand and say, I'm Mendez. I have a little detailing company. I'd love to do your car. And one thing just led to another. The next day, I'm pulling in a Porsche 911. The other day, it was a wide body, fully custom interior from Japan, Shelby GT500. The next day, it was, the Ferrari 360. The next day, it was this. The next, and it just grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. Not every car was, topping the next, but I've been very fortunate to work on one cars in the world. There was a car that was built in but it was built in Vegas by Count Customs last year. That I had the opportunity to work with the owner to bring it not only to my establishment, and where I spent 70 hours detailing this car from top to bottom, the most insane detail job I've ever sought out to do. It was scary, really, because the paint job had 32 layers of clear coat, and the paint job was worth about $67,000.
That's crazy.
Imagine burning through that.
You don't want to do that.
Burn through like that many layers of clear coat, however, but it was. I mean, I don't think I ever sweated so much in my life when I first touched that car.
That's crazy. Do you have any pictures of that?
I do. Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, plug those pictures in here so you guys could see that beautiful car. So something I also wanted to talk to you about. 2 weeks ago, you were messing around. I saw some video of a Corvette 2020. So share some insight on that.
So about 2 weeks ago, like you mentioned, McCurley at the dealership in Tri-Cities, they were very fortunate to get the launch press 2020 Stingray. And it wasn't available anywhere else from like Boise, Montana, Seattle, Tacoma, all of King County, believe even Portland area, just wasn't available. This was the only showing, which is crazy if you think about it.
They brought it here to Tri-Cities.
They brought it here, but as a lot of people know, there's a big community of Corvettes. And a matter of fact, Tri-Cities has, I want to say, one of the largest Corvette shows in the United States. Like, it's massive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like one time a year or 2 days. I think it's 2 days. You will see, I probably guarantee you'll see every iconic like Corvette that's ever been made in Tri-Cities. In the middle of a desert.
Right?
In the middle of the damn desert, you will get some of the most amazing Corvettes in history. I kid you not. So that's probably what made them bring the press car here. And there's a lot of money here. When I mean a lot of money, I mean there's a lot of people that have a lot of money.
Yeah.
People don't really associate Tri-Cities from out, but from in, people know. There are some very unique individuals that have a lot of money that can just easily just... So I went over there. I was lucky enough to go sit in it. I had a tour of the location. Had a private tour with one of the chief guys that were moving around with the Corvette across the nation. And so I was very fortunate. Unfortunately, I couldn't use some of the footage just because of like legal reasons. They can't be on camera. But for like an interview type setting, but they were just amazing to me. And so I got in the car. They told me all about the specs. I was learning about the radiators and how many why the aerodynamic, the coefficient drag, the power to weight ratio.
And it's a mid-engine, right?
It is, yeah.
That's crazy.
First time in history, Corvette made the mid-engine. I don't even know what it really. It's not a supercar by any means, but mid-engine, high luxury muscle car. I don't know. But it's amazing. I've seen it in person. I've been in it. The cockpit is without a doubt like jet fighter like style. It's really cool. Really, really cool.
That's crazy that you get to do that through your job, be around these supercars, some unreleased cars, like 2020 Corvette, like you were in it sitting down on this car. So that's pretty amazing.
I actually, I'm not even joking. I had the honor to sit, and not only sit, but drive one of the most rarest cars off a production line within the last, I would say 9 months, which was the 2020 press launch edition Supra.
Oh, wow.
And it was every bit exciting. So I think that one wins over the Corvette.
I personally love
Corvette.
Supras, so that's crazy that you got to drive a 2020 Supra.
Yeah.
Like, I started following you when I think it was a Supra. You were like around the Supra or something. Then like, I was like, oh, this is a cool car, and then I found you. So that's crazy. The Supra is my favorite car out there. How about you? If you had one car to choose, what would it be?
So, anywhere from 2010 to 2014. Well, okay, more or less 2010 and up. I'll say that much. 2010 and up, Porsche Cayman S or GT, but definitely a Cayman. But from I would say 2007 and up, I've always loved the body style. It's just the lines for me. It's a naturally aspirated engine, not counting the 718 because that's like a whole different breed of the 4-cylinder, turbo series. But I've always loved Porsche, man. Just the way they sound, that engine is like that six. It sounds unique. It sounds amazing, and I had the privilege to drive a couple, and they're just insane. They're literally insane. They're not even that fast. I love it. I don't know what it is, man. You get behind the wheel of one of these things. If you ever get a chance to get behind the wheel of a Porsche Cayman, and you'll be like, oh crap, okay, yeah. They're just a driving machine, man. They're fantastic.
That's badass. What are a few places you plan on taking your business this year?
Good question. A lot of places. I'm not gonna stretch too far because I have to concentrate heavily on making sure that Shield.APR automotive, the automotive detailing part of my business, or one of them, goes and it just really hits hard this year. But if all goes well, I'll be going to Week Fest in Seattle, Washington. There's a big automotive. That's a big show, really. Possibly DriftCon, High Import Nights in Portland, maybe. That's on the radar. Let's see what else. I believe Texas. I have some connections out in Texas as far as detailing and restoring some old vintage American muscle, and I believe a Rolls Royce, which is a vintage Rolls Royce. So that's gonna be fun. Probably hot, but fun. And then definitely have my eyes on Vancouver, BC, Canada. I made some really good connections over the years, and even recently that I'll be probably flying, probably driving over there because it's not too far. Taking the Shield.APR wagon up there, getting it wrapped, hopefully, doing some cool customizations for just branding reasons, and hanging out with some good friends down there. So yeah, definitely going to be on the move this year. Plus, I love traveling.
That's dope. So there's definitely some huge events you're attending. But how about here in Tri-Cities? You are hosting a huge event here.
Yeah.
Let us know a little bit about that. Give us the Bombskeez exclusive.
Bombskeez. Okay, so some of your followers might know. If not, I hosted a car meet last year. We had, we had, let me just put it, we had over 300 cars, for sure, all right? It was insane. We blew the roof off, and I couldn't have done it with an amazing, there was a couple individuals that were with me last year that really helped me, some volunteers that literally came in for free and helped me park cars in burning degree weather. I honestly think it was about 102 out there. It was bad, but I couldn't have done it without those boys. They know who they are. An amazing crowd. They really supported me when the time crunch was. But that was last year. This year, I'm continuing that. Hopefully, a really good trend. And from the response from the public, which was amazing. Shield.APR on May 30th. I plan on hosting probably the second largest car event ever recorded in history, and breaking 2 records. One of them in the diversity segment, where you have a multiple class of cars. You have to have so many individual numbers per car. of that class. So if it's American Muscle, you have to have, 280. JDM, you have to have, I think it was pretty low, but like a good number of, let's say, 100, and so on and so on and so on. I hopefully this year will do just that. And then on the supercar division, as far as I looked in the books, in Richlands, Kennewick's, or all of Tri-Cities, including Pasco, the supercar division has yet to be tapped into. For the most supercars ever recorded in history, and I plan on shattering that on May 30th, with bringing the most supercars, the most exotics, the most high-end, you name it, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsche, McLaren, the DBs, the Bugattis, all of that into Tri-Cities. Some of them that I've been in personal contact with are coming from 6 hours away to just be a part of, hopefully, will be one iconic historical event. And I'm excited because I am going to be adding a lot more this year, not only in overall numbers, but introducing the truck category. Last year there was a lot of love with trucks. I love lifted trucks, like monster truck, big lift, crazy cool tires, and like 25-inch wheels. It's like cool. Very unpractical, right? But practical at the same time. Trucks, and then lower trucks as well. So there's a big following down here, and I was like, the hell with it. Why not? I mean, they're just as passionate as car guys. And so, adding some more to that. But May 30th, look out. You guys are not going to want to miss this. I can guarantee you. And the vendors that are coming, I can't say now, but trust me when I say, bro, some of these vendors are absolutely insane. And social media influencers, when the public finds out who's coming, and not just like one, but like 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are coming, they're gonna flip. They are going to flip out when they find out who I have on the VIP list for the influencers and social media influencers, whether that's a big stream of YouTubers, on every platform, young, old, middle-aged, you name it, it's going to be amazing. And we're also including a lot more family stuff. So last year, there wasn't really a big, like kids, zone. So I have kids. They were there, in the heat as much as everybody else was. And so I thought, why not have a kids zone with like blow-up stuff and balloons and bouncy houses and whatnot. So there's a space for it. I'm going to try to see if I can make that happen, and hopefully I can, because I really want this to be the next big thing for Tri-Cities as far as having a household show that people can go to. I see it, and hopefully with the right people around me, I can make that happen.
Yeah, so tell your friends, guys. The biggest car festival, not car meet, car festival in Tri-Cities, May 30th, save the date. Bombskeez will be there. We'll be recording it. And it's just going to be a great time. All right, you want to plug anything before we wrap up here at the Bombskeez podcast?
Sure, yeah. You guys can follow me, if you'd like, over at Instagram at Shield.APR. TikTok. That's a fun one. I went viral twice about some chips. Had nothing to do with cars. But on TikTok, you can follow me at Shield.APR. And Facebook, you can follow me at Shield.APR. It's under automotive paint restoration. And then YouTube, if you guys would like to see some of my videos and some of my content with the upcoming podcast as well, please follow me at Shield.APR on YouTube. So yeah, so follow, like, subscribe on this video. Go on the website, check out the new gear, Bombskeez and Champion. Thank you for your support, and stay bomb. Later, guys.
Yeah, that's it.